Good morning and welcome to the boat chaos. We are in full mood to pack everything up, clean everything up and get ready for the haul out. So we're living in a mess. We have gotten a spot at the dock, which is super nice. So our first order of business is to clean the sails, get them down and pack them up so that we can store them without all the salt water. And yeah, it seems like it's a great morning to do so. We start by rinsing off the jib, cleaning it with fresh water on both sides. Once it's dry, we take it down and put it on the deck. The jib is actually so easily handleable that we can fold it on the boat and don't have the hassle of getting it off and onto the dock. Next up is the mainsail. I hoist it little by little as Marcus rinses it. It's a good thing that the mornings in Trinidad are often this calm, making it easy and safe to handle the main while tied to the dock. We let it dry in the sun and then put it on the dock to take out the battens. Once we are finished, we fold it up and put it in the bag.
The preparation continues, so we will now clean the diesel tank, change some filters and do some engine service. Hopefully it will be not so hot today. It's been really hot the last days. It's quite humid here in Trinidad right now. But we have the tarp up now when the sails are down, so we can get some sunshade.
Our tank is not the easiest to clean, but it is designed so that any water or dirt should end up in this corner. We haven't had any issues with dirt since Anholt, and all look clean today as well.
The timing of my rig check and taking down the wind transducer and some other stuff was really good. Now it's pouring down and the wind has picked up. This morning it was super calm, so it was a perfect timing for some mast fix. But now it's quite windy and it's really raining. Oh, now some breakfast and then we continue inside, I think. A few weeks ago we noticed that our black water or septic tank is leaking. Some of the welds has just been corroded away, so it's starting to leak around the welding of the tank. It's a stainless steel tank, but the salty water and the shit and pee and stuff makes the welds corrode in some way. I don't know why, but we have to get the tank out of the boat since it's just a leaking mess right now and it smells crazy. It's a bit tricky to get it out though. It's like glued with this wood pieces and it's 100 liters big, so it's quite big. So it's a messy job and it's super hot, but we will get it out. But it's a tough job. As a quick fix, when it started to smell, we put just some sealant. This is some type of Sikaflex, over the welds just to make them stop leaking and stop smelling, and it worked really good. There was no smell. Just after one day the smell was gone, so it was a very nice and good quick fix. So we get rid of the smell before we got here to Chaguaramas and Trinidad, because we just couldn't get it out before we went to the dock here, and can give it some welders and maybe repair it or make a new tank. But it's very nice that we could get rid of the smell.
A few moments later.
We managed to get the septic tank out yesterday, but it turned pretty late, so it was totally dark when we were finished. It was a bit tricky because it's a very narrow fit here with everything else, basically. So now it's just the cleaning part left. We took the worst yesterday. So we are cleaning all the surfaces with first just water and some soap, and then with cleaning vinegar to hopefully reduce the risk of the boat getting full of mold during these 5 months that we will leave her. We've heard that's a good way to clean, to just get rid of all the bacteria. The hard part is that when you clean one surface, it's hard to not touch it with another part of your body. But yeah, it should be fine. Today is haul out day and we are getting ready. We just saw Zelda being lifted out of the water, and everything looked super calm, super easy, and it looks like they have control of everything, so it feels super good. And we were supposed to be lifted in 2 hours, but they don't have any more boats today, so they said that we could go right away. So I think we're going to do that. This haul out is a lot different from what we are used to in Sweden, where we normally handle everything ourselves. It's also the first time that we do a haul out with the mast still up, so it's safe to say that this was a bit nerve-wracking for us. There she goes! After being lifted out of the water, we had arranged so that we could drop the rudder. We needed it out to be able to check the bearings and find the squeaking sound that we got while crossing the Atlantic. Linnea is lowered onto the transporter. They do it slowly to get the weight distribution of the keel correct. Then the driver starts driving towards the land spot. I'm not sure if he was messing with us since we looked so nervous, or if he just had a different spot in mind at first. But he took Linnea for an extra spin on the yard before putting her down next to Zelda. This is where she will be spotted for the coming 5 months.
she's up on the hard. It's always a bit nerve-wracking when you lift your baby, right? But everything went well. They're super professional and everything is very smooth and slow and easy. So we are comfortable, and it seems like she stands well here on the hard. As you can see, the copper coat has performed very, very well. We have cleaned her once on an anchorage, swimming around with the sponge. But apart from that, she's totally clean. So really impressed of the paint, and she's super smooth and nice, sails fast and holds clean. So we've been cleaning Linnea the whole day. She looks really good. She needs some polishing after 2 years in the water, but so I think she looks quite good. The copper coat looks really nice. The color, and it's really done its work really good, and it's super smooth and nice. So I'm really happy with that. We have some blisters on the keel, but yeah, it was the part that we didn't redo when we redid all the copper coat last time. So yeah, that's something we have to do when we come back, but it's only a lead keel, so no problem with moisture or something in that. So we skip it this time and take it when we haul out next time.
Hi, today it's 11th of May and we just put Linnea back on the hard to inspect the work we did last summer, and the copper coat looks really good when it comes to there's no growth on the hull at all, and it's green and copperish, and it looks good in that way. But we have had some blisters, which is not good. These are the blisters that Marcus was referring to when looking at the hull in Trinidad. We did a new epoxy treatment of the hull and switched to copper coat in 2020. A year later, we did a new haul out to inspect the work, since our boat neighbors had issues with blistering after doing the same job. It turned out we had the same problem. Some issue with the epoxy caused the blisters and made the epoxy come loose from the hull. But why this happened was never determined by the epoxy manufacturer. We ended up having to remove all the previous work and redid a new epoxy treatment using another brand of epoxy and a new round of copper coat. If you want to read more about this journey, follow the link in the description and leave us a comment if you would find it interesting to see a video about this. Nevertheless, we were really pleased to see that this time the hull was free from blisters and both the epoxy treatment and the copper coat had been successful.
Here in Trinidad, it's can be problems with ants and also termites. To prevent that, they put grease on the stands and the keel blocks and cable wires and stuff. The ants and termites doesn't like to walk in the grease. They get stick and they die there, so they just skip walking there and take another boat instead. Hopefully the grease will stay for these 5 months we're away. Yeah, hopefully.
Each time we haul out, we remove the prop blades and the hub. We do this to prevent theft and to be able to clean and grease all the parts properly. After 2 years in the water, the old grease is a bit dirty and dry, and it's definitely time to replace it. We don't have any anti-fouling on these parts, but keep them free from barnacles by polishing the brass really shiny before putting them back. But that polishing will be a project for when we return in October. We are trying to pack all our things up. Tomorrow morning we get a hotel room here at the yard, so that we can put all our things that's going to Sweden in the hotel room, and we can start to just clean ourselves out of the boat. So it will be super nice. It's really hot right now. We have like 37 to 40 degrees inside the boat during the days. So yeah, like this when it's afternoon, you're completely dizzy in your head. But yeah, we have 3 more nights and then it's time to catch the flight. If you just look at it, it doesn't look like we can make it, but I think the to-do list is getting shorter, so it should be possible. But yeah, all this is going to Sweden, plus 1 extra bag that's already gone. In next week's episode, we continue to clean Linnea. We still have a lot to do before we are ready to catch that flight back to Sweden, and we do our best to manage everything. I'm crying, I'm angry, it's just... Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss it. If you enjoy the videos we produce, please consider joining our Patreon crew to support the production and get access to special treats. This is the hotel. Bam, bam, bam. See you next week. Fair winds until then. Bye!